Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. And feel free to follow me, please, by all means, on all my social media at Rob Lock on TV. Rob Lock with an E, as always, if I haven't made that clear. Right, okay, so this is going to be a fun show, actually, I hope. It's just me and thee and ITV and STV. And a bed and a duvet and a mattress and a pillowcase and a pillow, which I've already made myself rather comfy with, I have to say. This is a night of Serenity / Mulberry Silk. Mulberry Silk is the product, if you will. Serenity is a brand that is exclusive here at Shop on TV. So our duvets, instead of them being called Mulberry Silk duvets, which is not what they were normally called, Serenity is basically an upgraded packaging, like a presentation packaging, a gift packaging, and that packaging is only available when you buy the Mulberry Silk duvets through Shop on TV. So that's why we call it Serenity Silk. All night long I'll be talking about Mulberry Silk, and if you're going, why are you talking about Mulberry Silk when it's Serenity Silk? They are the same thing, right? So hey, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, issues, comments, jokes, stories, anecdotes, etc., although anecdote is just a posh word for stories, please do email us. Or actually, I say us, it's me. Although we do have our lovely producer Leslie in the control room. Why don't everybody say good morning to Leslie and wish her a happy day? How about that? And then we've got Paul, so maybe you could do one for Paul, for Leslie, Paul and David, floor manager Dave. And Haroon as well, H-A-R-U-N, Haroon. He's our MSTO, which I think he means he did some kind of special forces in broadcast technology. No, it stands for multi-skilled technical operator. He has many skills, Haroon. Some of them are quite useful. And the others I don't care to know about. That's between him and his girlfriends. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to this show really tonight's all about you and about the bedding as well. This show is a sort of an add-in show, because we had a late start and we didn't... nobody else wanted to come and join me at this small hour of the morning. But also, we had a very, very big Mulberry Silk show a couple of days ago. So this is the leftover stock, essentially. We have very low stocks in everything. So the pillow, there aren't many left. The duvets in the single, I think we've got about 15 left. So if you want the single, that's a really, that's going to have to be a quick purchase. And the king size, I think we've got about 30 of them. So the only size we've got a reasonable, and even that's, how many doubles have we got? It's not even 103 double. Actually, to be fair, though, 100 duvets would normally sell on a given night anyway. So actually, this could all sell out tonight. So I'm just saying that to give you a heads up. I'll keep you abreast of any stock update. Paul loves his little zoom ins tonight, doesn't he? Isn't that lovely? Look at this. Look, oh. Cool, wow, dynamic camera work there. Lovely, love it. So, are you sitting comfortably, ladies and gentlemen? Then I'll begin the story of Mulberry Silk. And why, when it's in luxury bedding like this, it's the only bedding you should buy. In my opinion, that is my personal opinion, it is my genuine, honest, 100% real opinion, because all of my bedding is Mulberry Silk. I have these pillows, I have these duvets, I don't have the pillowcases. I have one pillowcase, but you can put any pillowcase, any covers on the duvet and the pillows that you may wish, although I do have some advice as to what the best ones would be, and I'll give you that shortly. And I don't have the mattress yet, but I am about, because my bed frame broke not so long ago, and also my mattress is just useless now. It's got a great big divot where my bottom goes, because I'd like to sit up in bed, and springs sticking into me from all different angles, and it was a horrendous purchase right from day one, and which I've literally regretted. I've had this mattress, 2018, when was that? That was almost, 6 years ago, good Lord. And that's when I bought this mattress. I'd just moved back from America, and I had nothing. I got a new flat, new bed, literally knew everything. Started from scratch after 15 years of living abroad. And then, that not just for me, but also for my son David. So we went to a sleep store on Purley Way in Croydon, and we got a very satisfying deal on 2 mattresses. It was an autumn sale. They were 50% off. So I got my Super King mattress for 550 quid, I think it was, and my son got his king size mattress for 450. And we'd gone to the store and we laid on this special bed, and it scanned us like in Star Trek. They didn't do any probes that I'm aware of, although I was walking funny afterwards, so you don't know. And it recommended, after it had gone blip, bloop, bloop, blip, blip, blop, bloop, bloop, like that, we recommend a firm mattress. I'm like, no kidding, I'm 20 stone. What else do you think I'm going to sleep on? and the salesman, he was very helpful. He said, do you know what? It just so happens I've got the perfect mattress for you. And I really, in a bedding store. Wow, what a coincidence. And so he sold me a couple of their own brand mattresses. And I think they only had, it was like a 48-hour guarantee or something like, you could sleep on it for maybe a day or two. And then that was that. You were stuck with it. And honestly, I can't remember. All I know is that after the second or third nights of sleeping on it, I woke up and felt like I'd gone through some sort of torture. It was horrible. And I thought, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just sleeping wrong. And I stuck with it, and then it was past the point of no return. And I've had these hellacious, godforsaken mattresses for the last 6 years. And my son hates his, I hate mine. So anyway, long story short, well, actually, long story long, I'm going to get the Cocoon mattress, and I'll tell you all about that later. But the one thing I did do, which I did right, and has significantly improved the quality of my sleep and my comfort at night, and actually not even just at night, but also during the day and during the evenings, is I went all mulberry silk. So mulberry silk duvet. Now that actually, we don't have them in stock here, which is a blooming shame, because you can buy mattress covers, mulberry silk mattress covers as well, which essentially are a duvet with all the silk that's in the duvet that go on top of the bed, and they've got the sort of the, what do they call those, elasticated gussets, so it wraps around the bed. And absolutely worth every penny, but unfortunately people never buy them, which is a weird thing, because if you're going to sleep under mulberry silk, you might as well sleep on top of it as well. But the good news is tonight we have the mattress, and that has the whole pillow top of the mattress is full of mulberry silk, just like your duvet. So why mulberry silk? But before I tell you that, I will make some bold statements, and then hopefully that will make you interested enough to keep watching, and then we'll talk all about silk. Number one, this is probably, we're on the duvet now, so talk duvet. Probably the last duvet you will ever need to buy. People who own mulberry silk duvets, anecdotally, have owned them for 15, 20, 25, and even 30 plus years. We have one customer who's had theirs for 32 years, I think it is, something like that. They are built to last. And so when you buy now, this could be the last duvet that you'll ever need in your lifetime if you're a grown adult. If you buy for your children, then they will more than likely, or certainly there's a very good chance, that they will be sleeping under their mulberry silk duvets even when they are adults, well into their 30s, if not 40s or beyond. Really, the only thing that's likely to wear out on a mulberry silk duvet eventually is the cotton, because these are 100% pure, full-length, AAA grade mulberry silk, which is the finest silk that money can buy. Inside, you've got about 15 miles of mulberry silk inside your duvets, believe it or not, depending on the size you buy. And then on the outside, you've got an Egyptian cotton cover. So maybe eventually the cotton might go threadbare. That's about it. So now every duvet has a little zip with a vanity pouch, and that's what you're seeing here. And it's purely there for no other reason. It's to show off. It's so you can see the full-length strands of mulberry silk within your duvet. And it's extraordinary the amount that is in there. So again, I'll talk about that in a moment. So number one, it's probably the last duvet you'll ever need to buy. Number two, anything I tell you tonight, you can try it before you buy it, or before you decide to keep it, I should say. You have to pay for it to get it up front, but we will get, not we, the official mulberry silk company, in fact, RK Sales, who are the sole distributor of the official mulberry silk company's products here in the UK, all of their information is all on the tag of every product you buy. So it's on the pillows, it's on the duvets, it's on everything. So if for any reason you're not happy and you try the duvet, you try the pillow, and it doesn't do everything I tell you it does tonight, you call them, not us, and they will give you your money back, no questions asked. You'll get every penny back. The only thing you won't be able to get refunded is your postage and packing, because obviously we have to send it to you, and it's a hard cost, right? And bear in mind that you can imagine that a company would not want you to send their product back, particularly when it's something you sleep on or under, because they can't resell it, and even charities won't take it because people have slept on it. So they would have to junk it, basically, the duvet, the pillow, whatever you bought. If you weren't satisfied, that's how confident they are in their products. By the way, see over there that certificate? The duvet, it's the only duvet that we know of that actually carries the Allergy UK seal of approval, and which has to be renewed every single year. And they've had theirs renewed for the last sort of 35 years. And it is proof of efficacy against live house dust mites. Dust mites don't like to live in silk because it's a protein much like your hair, and it's just an inhospitable environment for them, so they won't set up home there. So this is a pillow, it's a duvet that you will not have a build-up, a massive, infestation, essentially, of dust mites in. All other pillows and duvets that I'm aware of, unless it's memory foam, if it's any kind of human-made fibre, hollow fibre, that artificial polyester, that kind of thing, if it is any kind of feather, if it's any kind of, any kind of anything else pretty much that is likely to be in a duvet or a pillow, that is a hive for live dust mites. They love it because it gets hot, it gets moist, it's just a perfect environment for them to come and set up home. And after a couple of years, the weight of your duvet, quite a substantial percentage of it actually, is dust mites, and there are about 1 million in a duvet at any given time, roughly. They have I forget how long their life cycle is. It's whatever if it's 90, I don't know what it is. But then they die, and so then all their carcasses you've got in the mattress as well, or that's not the mattress, in the pillow, well, mattress too. And then the new ones are born, and then they live, and they all, plus they poo all the time because they eat and poo, right? And so all of their feces, dead carcasses of their predecessors, and the new 1 million or so dust mites that you have in your duvet, it's how many days? 65 to 100 days. So every 65 to 100 days, you've got a mated female dust mite can live up to from 60 to 70 days and lay as many as 60 to 100 eggs in a day, is that? In the last 5 weeks of her life. Wow. So one female produces up to 100 new live dust mites. So, oh boy. So every 90 days, you've got 1 million dust mites. Was it 90 days, Leslie, did you say? Every 90 days, 1 million dust mites all pop their clogs, and they're all replaced by new ones. And it's not like they have in your duvet, they've got dust mite cemeteries, graveyards, with gravestones, and it's also not like, every day they've got the rubbish man comes around and clears away. They haven't got not EMT, what do they call them? The people that the coroners that come and pick up the bodies and take them away. No, they die where they die. And I don't mean to creep you out here, but it is true. Can you look up the statistic? I must write this down. Ray, who's our normal guest from RK Sales, he always tells us that after so many months, there's a particular percentage of your duvet or your pillow that is actually dust mites. It's something crazy, like 30-40% of the weight of your duvet after 3 or 4 years is dust mites, the carcasses of dead dust mites and their droppings. I mean, it's madness. On the plus side, you never sleep alone. And again, this is not fear-mongering here. I hasten to add, because dust mites themselves are not a problem to us. They don't generally affect people's health. They're microscopic. They're from the arachnid family. They're spiders, technically. So it's no problem at all. And you can live in a regular, people do, millions of people do every day, in regular duvet or under regular duvets, on regular pillows, on regular mattresses that are fully infested with dust mites. It's just a factor. You can't stop it from happening unless you've got silk. But what is the allergen actually that from dust mites is actually their droppings more than anything else. Now that's why if you've got steam cleaner and you have got a mattress that is just a regular mattress or duvet or pillow, if you can steam it, because the steam denatures their poo, and that's the allergen, so that will help to reduce any allergies that you may have to dust mites. So that's the thing. They are just a potential allergen, and that's why Allergy UK have certified with their seal of approval to say that with the Mulberry Silk products, you ain't gonna have that problem. 738342, your Serenity Silk Duvet. I forgot to mention the prices on us. We've got double, we've got king, and we've got single. Single figures now on the single. And we're actually down to almost low double figures on the king. And double also selling very well. By the way, you can use any type of duvet cover on these duvets if you want to. You don't have to. They are beautifully presented just right out the box. I mean, I actually just have them like that. Why waste, money on duvet covers if you don't want them? But if you like a different colour palette in your home, put anything you like. But here's the advice. Here's the advice I want to give you, ladies and gentlemen. When you buy Mulberry Silk has immense properties, incredible properties that I'm about to share with you. And if you put a human-made, artificial, fibre type of cover on top that doesn't breathe and whatnot, it's going to totally negate all of the reasons that you go out and buy a silk duvet. So my advice is quite simply this. Either go for, if you can, a silk duvet cover, obviously, duh. But go to Amazon and you can get really high quality luxury, high thread count Egyptian cotton bedding for 30, 40 quid. You don't even have to spend that. So I'd go cotton. That would be my recommendation, and in whatever colour or pattern you want. So if you are going to put them in to a cover, use the same material that's already covering the duvet as it is. Now then. Why silk? Why silk? Good question, Rob, let me tell you. So, silk. Silk is generally only available in China. That's where it grows. So, it comes, as we take you on a journey over to China, it comes from the silkworm. Now, the silkworm is the first phase of a moth, essentially. And the worm cocoons itself, and then it undergoes metamorphosis. And when it emerges from its cocoon, it becomes a moth and flies away and lives happily ever after. Now, we somewhat interrupt that process because silk is the cocoon. It's what the silkworm spins. It secretes silk and literally spins a sac around itself to protect itself while it's undergoing whatever the duration is of its metamorphosis is what I was trying to say. And so it has to be protected against the elements. It's very hot, very humid. They have torrential rains, and I mean there are all kinds of different weathers that are experienced in the areas where the silkworms set up camp. And also with the temperature variations, I believe it's cold at night, it's hot during the day, it's all that sort of thing. And the natural predators that would go around and think to themselves, oh, lovely, I think I'll have a lovely, what should I have for dinner? Fish and chips, Chinese, Indian? No, I think I'll have silkworm tonight. And so that's what these cocoons are for, they're protective. And by the way, silk is the second strongest natural substance known, or fibre known to humankind. The strongest is spider's web, spider's silk. But if you had a pound of silk and a pound of steel, the silk would be stronger than the steel, essentially. So that's number one. Basically, what happens is that all of the cocoons are put into water, and the cocoon it sort of unravels and comes off in full-length strands, and those strands could be anything from 1 to 2 miles long. And so what the official Mulberry Mulberry Silk Company do is they take those full-length strands, they don't cut them, they literally take them as they are, and they bunch them together and they lay them across the top of the duvet, essentially a square or a rectangle of cotton, and they stitch across the top. We must get some video of this actually one day. It would be brilliant to see it. And then they pull the strands down, and they basically concertina them across the full length of the duvet, and then they put the top part of the cotton sandwich in place once all the silk is laid out, and they then stitch these box cassettes to keep it all in place. So, excuse me. So inside every Mulberry Silk duvet, it's 100% full length fibre silk, exactly as it came off of the. I mean, it's all the cocoons, and now obviously it's washed and what have you, so it's sanitary. But that is two things. It's beneficial for various reasons. Number one, it doesn't move around. If you've got clumps, if you've got little offcuts and whatnot, then they would move around and clump within the cassettes. This can't do that, so it always has this wonderful, beautiful, lovely, luxury flat look to it. But there are other properties to silk that are important. Not all silks are made equal. Number one, there are inferior silks. There are many inferior silks, and if you buy a silk duvet or a silk pillow, unless it says it is mulberry silk, it's probably one of the cheap, depending on the price as well, it's probably one of the cheaper types of inferior quality silk. So let's get away from inferior quality and stick just in the top category of silk, mulberry silk. Not all mulberry silks are created equal either. There are essentially three different kinds, and it depends on the type of leaf, and it's called mulberry silk because the silkworms are fed on mulberry leaves. And if you feed them brown or orange leaves, you get a good, very high quality of silk, like an A grade or a double A grade. If you feed them white leaves and white leaves only, then you get the triple A grade, which is considered the king of silk. It is the finest silk, the best silk in every way that silk and quality is measured that money can buy. If you took a suitcase of money to China and said, I want the finest that I can get, for royalty, that's what you'd get, triple A grade mulberry silk. And that's what's in your duvets. Full length, unbroken fibres, exactly as the silk came out of the cocoon, or came from the cocoon. So that's number one. Why sleep under silk at all? Well, the first thing you will say when you get this duvet at home, and I always joke about there are two truisms in life. One of them is that any companion that goes into the TARDIS, or potential companion that goes into the TARDIS for the first time, always says it's bigger on the inside. And the second one is that anyone who touches a mulberry silk duvet for the first time says it's very thin, it'll never keep me warm. Well, a thin layer of silk keeps the silkworm warm, protected, in fact not just warm but temperature regulated. It keeps them at an ideal temperature regardless of how warm or cold it is outside of the cocoon, and that's what silk does. So the temperature, it's natural temperature regulation. It dissipates excess heat, but it keeps just enough to keep you as warm as you need to be. And in case you're thinking, well, yeah, but that's fine, but probably only in regular sort of like English winters. What about really like minus 10, minus 20? Those sorts of cold temperatures. Well, yeah, that works too. Because if you happen to have ever done a bit of Arctic rambling, or if you've ever climbed a mountain or gone skiing, actually, a lot of people go skiing in very cold conditions. Most of the time, or much of the time, when you buy ski clothing and protective gear, stuff that's supposed to make or is designed to keep you warm, what it's filled with is silk, because silk is such a phenomenal natural temperature regulator. So it keeps you cool in the summer and it keeps you warm in the winter, and it's a bespoke experience for you. So if you sleep in bed with a partner and they like to be hot, or they run hot, or they run cold, or you run hot, or you run cold, if you have two different temperature needs, instead of needing a separate duvet each, you can now sleep under the same duvet, and you will both get the ideal temperature that you personally need on each side of the bed. And that is just because that is the nature of silk. I'm sure there's some incredibly involved scientific explanation as to why that is. I just don't know what it is. But the story I always tell is if we go back to there was a bit of a bug going around for a while, wasn't there? Do you remember that? And the whole world kind of closed down. I don't know if you heard about it. So just as we were in, I can't remember which the first lockdown. There were 2 lockdowns, weren't there? 3. Or it was an extended. But the one where, do you remember when it got really intense and they shut all the hotels? That was, yes, Chris, it was right in the dead of winter. So we'd been in lockdown for about 10 months at that point. So I was working in Peterborough for a broadcast company. I was doing the ITV shows, actually, similar to this, but different company. And there was nowhere for the presenters or guests to stay, because normally I would get the train up and I'd stay in the Travelodge or the Premier Inn or whatever was cheapest, basically. So our CEO, who coincidentally is now the CEO of this company, although we are not associated with the former company in any way, shape or form, our CEO who owns ShopOnTV, it's a partnership between ShopOnTV and ITV and STV. He took over this particular company and got it back to profitability and then left, and then whoever took it over afterwards didn't do so well. And so that company's now changed hands and blah, blah, blah. But so what he did in order to keep the channel going, because he was determined during lockdown to keep the channel broadcasting, he got these, they were called bunker bins. I don't know if, I wish I've got a picture on my phone. Leslie, can you Google bunker bin? No, just it's BUNKABIN. It's a company name, Bunker Bin, and see if there's a photo of a bunker bin that we can put up on. Otherwise, on my Facebook page, it might very well. I think there is a picture of it. So these were little porter cabins that they were about 6 foot wide, about 8 foot or 7 foot tall, and about 8 feet deep. Single sleeper units, and they had a single bed, a fridge, a microwave, and like a little cabinetry on the other side with like a sitting area, and well, I say sitting area, like what do you call it? A desk, a counter, you know. And then a teeny little bathroom at the back that was, to give you an idea of how narrow it was, the width of the bathroom was about 2 inches wider than the toilet either side. I couldn't use the toilet because I couldn't fit into the blooming gap. And then with a little sink and then a little teeny shower. And they did have heating, but it wasn't very good. And so I was in one of these bunker bins for 3 months. I lived pretty much in there when I was working. And it was, gosh, I don't know, -7, I think it was one night. It was very, very, very cold. And I had just been given by RK Sales, who are the distributors of Mulberry Silk, a set of Mulberry. I got a pillow, a single duvet. Well, and that was it. And so I got into my porter cabin, and we'd been on the air that night talking about how amazing Mulberry Silk was, and that's when Ray very kindly gave me the single duvet, because it's something to keep me warm. And I went back into the cabin, and we'd just been sitting there saying about how it's naturally temperature regulating, and I'd said, it's very thin, is that really going to keep me warm? And he was like, trust me, it will. And so I got into the cabin, it was freezing, and I didn't turn the heating on, and I got into bed, and it was freezing, and I covered myself up with my single Mulberry Silk duvet, and I waited, and after about 2 or 3 minutes, your natural body heat, you know, it starts to fill the gap and get into the fibres and everything. And so I got to my perfect temperature, and I thought, it's going to get too hot. It's just going to keep getting, like, you know, every other duvet. You get too hot, you take it off, and then you start to cool down. Oh, I'm too cold, and you put it back on, and all night it's on, off, shake it all about, isn't it? And that's what interrupts your sleep. That's what gives you toxic sleep. That's why you don't sleep as well. One of the reasons, anyway. And I sat there, and it's like, it's going to get too hot. It's going to get too hot. It's going to get, and it never did. I mean, look, I've been sitting here with a Mulberry Silk pillow, which, by the way, is essentially, again, Egyptian cotton on the outside and rows, literally, I don't know how many miles are in each pillow, but probably a few, wrapped around a central supportive core. The only man-made part of this is the core. And I'm not hot. And if I do this for comfort, because it's nice and toasty. but it's not, it never gets too hot. It just, because it dissipates the excess heat. And likewise in the summer, I like to have a duvet on me in the summer, even if it's ridiculously hot. I don't know, it's just that a lot of people like to have a covering on them. And I'd put the duvet over me when it was hot in the bedroom. And I think to myself, oh, I'm going to overheat, and you just never do. And in fact, the other story I like to tell is that single duvet that I had during my days in Peterborough, I brought that back home with me at the end of my tenure at that particular company, and we now have it in the living room. So I say we, that's my son David and I, and we have saved, or I've saved, because I pay the bills, an absolute fortune in central heating costs. Because if it gets a little bit toasty, a little bit cold rather, in our flat, then we're sitting in front of the telly, as we invariably do, either playing video games or watching, movies or TV shows. And we will just lay the single duvet across our legs, because we've got these reclining sofas, and that's our central heating. And I never ever, and then when we go to bed, we've got the mulberry silk, so we've got the perfect temperature there. So we don't need any central heating, really. When I put it on, I think, what did we put it on? 4 times this year? Something like that? Are you still there? Oh, good. Sorry, every now and then they go quiet, and I'm like, oh, no. They're obviously fascinated by what I'm saying. So, no, honestly, and that is exactly what we do. So temperature regulation is a massive one. So if you are going through the menopause, I mean, women going through the menopause absolutely love these, because you don't know, 1 minute you're hot, the next minute you're cold. Well, the duvet doesn't care, it doesn't discriminate, it will make you feel good all the time. The other one is, the other big benefit is moisture. Let's talk moisture. Sometimes too much moisture is a bad thing. And silk naturally wicks away up to 30 times its own weight in moisture. So what does that mean? Well, it means when you sweat, that instead of that sitting around you, instead of having that sort of clammy covering all over your body, it's wicked away. Your sweat is wicked away. It's something like, I believe, about a pint. We sweat about a pint of liquid on average a night, don't we? Something like that. It's a lot. Again, look it up. I can't remember the exact statistic if you're that bothered. But it's wicked away. So not only are you the right temperature, but also you don't have that horrible clammy feeling that I was describing. You're nice and dry. The other great thing, oh, by the way, those are the benefits of silk, but the benefits of the duvet, you can wash them in your washing machine. So actually, Evie in Scotland has just emailed. Hi Evie, how you doing? She says she absolutely loves her mulberry silk. She's got 2 quilts and 6 pillows. And she can just say they wash like a dream, wash and tumble dried in 3 hours. Best purchase she's ever made, and had hers for three years. Would recommend to everyone. Thank you, Evie. Yeah, I mean, listen, here's the thing. Quite seriously, everything I'm saying here, if it's not true, you can get your money back, because RK Sales, the official distributor of the mulberry silk products, their information is literally stitched on every label that comes with every product. If you don't find this is the best night's sleep, the best duvet, the best pillow, the best whatever it is you're buying tonight, pillowcase that you've ever owned, if you don't reap the benefits that I'm describing, if you don't have a better night's sleep because of it, you call them and they will give you your money back. So you're not deciding to buy now, you're just deciding to try now. By the way, did I mention? No, I didn't. Bad boy, Robert. The duvets come with a 10-year guarantee. I mean, even though there are many people who've owned their mulberry silk duvets for double that, even triple that. 10 years on a duvet? 10 years! A decade! On a duvet! You're lucky if you get that on a car or a mattress, but on a duvet? That's because, again, no dust mites. Or maybe 1 or 2 find their way in there, but they probably leave quite quickly because they don't like to live in silk. You can wash it as much as you like. Cold wash, 30 degrees. Just use regular laundry detergent, whether you use a gel or a powder or a tablet. Up to you. I would recommend staying away from the powders. Powders sometimes on larger items can get trapped and clump. But even the Super King, I know we don't have the Super King available tonight, is only about just over £2 in weight. All these duvets will fit, because of the size of them, into any standard 7.5 kilo front loading washing machine. Even the Super Kings. Perfect size for and you've still got room left over. You can use fabric softener if you want. It makes no odds really to me, because they're so soft anyway. And if you're going to tumble dry them tumble dry on low, I put mine over a clothes horse, and my Super King duvet is dry, and I double it up actually. Usually dry within about an hour. It dries very quickly, silk. And then actually, if you want to, because silk, really all you're washing is the cover, because silk doesn't really get dirty as such. But what you can do once a year, if you so desire, you can stick it over the clothesline out in your garden, if you have such a thing, on a nice sunny day, and the ultraviolet rays of the sun will actually sanitize the silk. So and that's the packaging. Now that packaging is what makes it the Serenity range. See, it says mulberry silk bedding, but the packaging is why we call it Serenity silk, because that packaging, if you bought that from RK Sales, you would get different packaging. You'd actually just get a plastic holder that they come in. This upgraded packaging is purely and exclusively for ShopOnTV. Anyone else that's just bought mulberry silk recently, please send me an email. I'd love to hear your experiences. Everything I'm telling you is true. So a 10-year guarantee. But I love the fact that you can wash them. And what I was going to say is, if for any reason you do get stains on the outside of the cotton, then we could use your Blue Magic if you bought that last night. But what I was going to say is, you can actually use, I use an oxy gel, but it has to be a gel. Some of the oxy powders are too harsh, so make sure you read on the instructions. I just went to Amazon and Google, whitening for silk, and these oxy gels, and you can put some in the tray of your washing machine, and they just help to brighten the stains and things like that, and brighten the whites. They are absolutely phenomenal, these duvets. Now, yeah, I know they are a little bit more expensive than an average duvet. If you go to your supermarket, sure, you can buy a duvet for 40, 50 quid, something like that. But again, you're going to be buying hollow fibre. They're going to be too hot. And also, but that's the other thing. Hollow fibre goes by TOG rating, doesn't it? So there is no TOG rating for silk, because it's TOG rating is a measurement of heat retention, but it's irrelevant when it comes to silk. It's irrelevant. It's based on weight and all kinds of other things. And I'm not even going to get into TOG ratings. So irrelevant, right? Don't worry about TOG rating. It just keeps you the right temperature. Simple as that. Whereas TOG ratings, I mean, what is the right TOG rating to buy on an artificial or a man-made duvet? It's hard to say. But the point is that you can't wash it. And if you do, it's probably going to be a job to take down to the laundromat, if they're even washable at all. And whenever I've washed hollow fibre, it always comes out clumpy, and it's just, you throw it away. And this is essentially what it comes down to. You're going to throw away pillows. You're going to throw away duvets, and you're going to replace them, because they'll get stained, and they'll also flatten down as you sweat into them, and the hollow fibres will start to stick together and degrade, and so eventually you'll throw it away. So you'll spend in a lifetime probably several times what you're going to pay for your mulberry silk duvet. But I want you to be really careful when you buy mulberry silk. Look, there's a lot of what's the right word? Less than honest people out there in the world, unfortunately. And sometimes those are corporations, big corporations, and who use marketing. And I know I've been around marketing and sales and marketing my whole life. And so there's a certain creative or a certain amount of creative license that goes into describing products and making them sound really good, when actually they're not quite as good as you'd really want them to be. These pillows and duvets, 100% silk, full strand mulberry silk, top quality Egyptian cotton cover. That's it. Simple. But you go and buy a mulberry silk duvet somewhere else, and there are other companies that make mulberry silk duvets. check the small print, check the ingredients or the label very carefully, because here are some of the tricks that because anyone to make a buck, anyone to increase their profits. Look, it's the job of a company to make as much profit for as little cost. That's just the way. That's it. That's business. And there are people who take that to the point of not caring about the quality of the goods and charging as much as they can for it. To those who have a slightly higher ethical or an ethical base, such as the Mulberry Silk Company, where they want to provide a premium product that the customers love and will rave about. And yes, it does cost more to produce, of course it does. But they'd rather have a happy customer than no business. And so here are some of the tricks. First of all, if you buy mulberry silk, and it's not from the official Mulberry Silk Company Limited, then they'll take offcuts of mulberry silk, like little bits, pieces, right? And they'll mix it with either a polyester, which is often shined to make it look like silk, and that's what the majority of your duvet or pillow will be made of. And so read the label, because it will tell you. It might say mulberry silk duvet, but in actual fact, in the fine print, it will say contains 20% silk. They're allowed to say it's a silk duvet if it's got silk in it. Saying it's a silk duvet doesn't mean that it's 100% silk. Well, ours is, right? And also, if you buy mulberry silk, you don't know if it's AAA. They might use one of the single A or double A grade, and they might mix that with an inferior grade of silk. So you can say it's mulberry, even if they use AAA grade, but it was offcuts, and then they mixed it with, there's a particular type of silk that's very common, and it's not particularly good silk, but it's still silk. If they mix those two together, they can still say it's a mulberry silk duvet, and they might not even have to disclose what percentage of the silk is mulberry silk. You've got to be careful with these things. And you can pay £500 for mulberry silk duvets, whereas our prices are very, very, very good. In fact, they haven't gone up for 20 years, the prices on TV, these mulberry silk prices. Shall we show you? Here they are. This is what we've got left. Wow, there are 42 people buying at the moment. Single, we've got £139 our price, normally £169. Double is £239. Normally we've got it for £179, and the king is normally £259. We've got it for £199. Again, you buy cheap, you pay twice. Get these now, and you will have not only the benefits, the far superior benefits of the AAA grade full strand 100% mulberry silk filling in a 100% Egyptian cotton cover, but you'll have these for potentially years and years and years and years. This is a genuine mulberry silk product, as it says on there. It's the only one that's got the Allergy UK seal of approval, saying that it is basically, what is it? I'll read it off the certificate. It says, it has the British Allergy Foundation, for some reason I imagine they all talk like that there, seal of approval for reduction in exposure to live house dust mite for their product. And that is in Canada, USA, UK, Ireland, EU, all of the EU, New Zealand and Australia. And this one expires on the 23rd of July, 2024. Has to be renewed every year and can be revoked at any time. Let's go to Trustpilot, the Trustpilot reviews for the mulberry silk duvets and products, and also we'll get onto the pillow as well. We don't have a huge number of the pillows left. So here we go. This is from Mary Gourlay. What a great name. I wish I'd found your company years ago. Your silk duvet has transformed my life. I now sleep, not waking, in a hot sweat, and my husband, who felt he couldn't sleep without a seriously weighty duvet and is cold-blooded, also sleeps. And then we have, from a few people here, Gillian says, singing the praises of your product to all who will listen. Brian says, very light to sleep under. And Margaret said, we purchased another one. Very much look forward to it. Do you know the main regret of people who buy mulberry silk is that they didn't buy more? They buy one pillow and don't buy the duvet. In fact, a couple of days ago, a lot of people who'd bought the pillow dipped their toe into the mulberry silk pool, so to speak, came back and bought a duvet. just a couple of days ago. We got more reviews, haven't we? Well, let's do some more, shall we? Why not? And we actually have our own customer testimonials, people who have emailed in tonight, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's who, what now? Oh, we're going to put Evie. We're going to put yours into a little box and use it for the next time around as well. So this is Heather and Gareth, SOTV viewers, and they say, we bought a Mulberry Silk duvet 2 years ago and adore it. I love the pillow too. I thought I'd struggle as I used to like a weighty duvet, but so love our silk one, and use cotton covers so we feel beautifully bougie. You do feel beautifully bougie under your Serenity silk. Here's another one. This is a game changer, Stephen says. Just wanted to say how great these duvets are. I purchased one a while back, and it's a game changer. They are so luxurious and soft, and even in the summer, having this is a great way to keep at a comfortable temperature in bed. No having to switch back to a winter duvet after either, as it's just as good at keeping you warm. They're so good that I actually had to buy one for my dog Jess because she was always trying to steal mine. Hope this helps anyone. They are that good, and they're okay. Here are the cliff notes again. Silk, natural temperature regulation, keeps you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Wicks away up to 30% of its own weight in moisture. So when you sweat, you're not in a moist environment. It keeps you nice and dry. 10-year guarantee on the duvet. 2-year guarantee on the pillow. Anecdotally, you might find very well, as other customers have, that you own your duvet for the next 20, 30 or more years. So your investment today goes a very, very long way. Allergy UK Seal of Approval certificate that Mulberry Silk has been awarded for the reduction to live exposure in live house dust mites. So if you've got allergy sufferers, if you sleep with a partner and you run at different temperatures, you can both sleep under the same duvet, and the duvet essentially will adjust to you. It's a natural product, so it wraps around you beautifully. It cocoons you. It's very comfortable to sleep under. It's just a lovely duvet to have around you, and you and your partner will be the ideal temperature. Everyone who sleeps under a Mulberry Silk duvet will be at their ideal temperature when they sleep, whether it's in the dead of winter without any heating on, or if it's in the depth of summer. And also you have an unconditional 28 money-back guarantee from RK Sales, the distributor of these products. If everything I've said is not true, if you don't love it, if you don't find this is the best duvet you've ever bought, then you can get every penny of your money back except for the P&P. And remember, you can wash these. Even a Super King will fit comfortably into a 7.5 kilo front-loading drum on a normal, everyday communal garden washing machine. Low wash, 30 degrees, low tumble dry if you wish. They are just brilliant. They really are. You can use them in standard size duvet covers if you want to, or you can just use them as they are. And they're just brilliant. They're just absolutely brilliant. Right, I'm going to ask if we can take a little break soon, so I can just sip my water that is surreptitiously sitting over here. Do you mind if we do that now? Is that okay? And then we're going to come back with a pillow. And also, somebody's asked me to squeeze. Paul's asked me to squeeze the mattress. He wants to know how soft it is. Paul, I will show you that. We'll come to the mattress after the break. If you've got any questions about the duvet that I've told you already, if you've got any questions about the pillow, if you just want to say hi, if you want to shout out, if you want a happy birthday message or any of that kind of malarkey, it's you and me and ITV/STV. And why, by the way, why shop from us?
At ShopOnTV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly, conveniently and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service, every step of the way from design to dispatch. Our nightly live broadcast is your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So, when it's time to shop, shop on TV. At Shop on TV, many of the offers during our nightly live broadcast are time sensitive. Some items may have low stocks, discounts and price savings that are only for a limited time, extra added value such as 2-for-1 and gift with purchase, or other desirable perks such as free postage and packing or expedited delivery. Before you go to bed, we encourage you to make it your nighttime ritual to tune in and check out what's on the show. From midnight to 3 on ITV1 and STV. You can also watch live or catch up on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live. There are exclusive online-only offers on our website too, so keep your eyes peeled at shopontv.co.uk and bag the bargains before they're gone. Watch, shop and save with Shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with Shop on TV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with Shop on TV.
Keep up to date with all the latest news, information and special offers from Shop on TV by following us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok and YouTube. You'll find us at Shop on TV Live. Be a part of our fun community at Shop on TV.
That's why I said don't mix it too hard or it can chafe. Yeah. Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome to, where are we? Who are we? Oh yeah, Shop on TV, on ITV and STV. How are you doing, folks? It's my last night with you this week on International Dance Day and World Wish Day, apparently. And thank you for that, Joseph, who sends us these wonderful, informative emails every night. He's reaching out to me, the big man on ITV, to give a shout out to these belters of causes, to get the nation grooving and moving. And while we're at it, spreading a bit of hope like butter on toast. And he says, cheers for being a top bloke. And apparently I'm the bee's knees. Thank you, Joseph from Northamptonshire. He's not wrong, is he? I am the bee's knees, me. Or as I've been called worse. Oh, ladies, and I don't know where that came. That was very Kenneth Williams, wasn't it? Oh, I forgot to mention that on Wednesday, the 1st of May, if you love Shop on TV and you can't get enough, we are launching a Freeview channel, Channel 89. We will be broadcasting from midnight to 6 p.m. every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Eventually, it will be 24 hours. We're just waiting. The extra 6 hours where somebody else is using those at the moment. We're just waiting for their money to run out. You know, the meter kind of thing. So, yeah. So anyway, Channel 89, and all of our promos from Wednesday will start mentioning that as well. I will say this. I will tell you that we will have some of the same products that we feature on ITV and STV on our Freeview channel, but we will also have a lot of the things we can't show you. For example, we have constraints in the studio. We can't do cooking shows because we haven't got a kitchen set here at the moment. We were going to build one, but the way that the studio, because we're in a basement, we're in the second level basement studio, and because of ventilation and stuff like that, the fire regulations are very different. So unless we have, you know, a whole ventilation system installed and fire marshals on standby, and the fire brigade have to come and turn the alarms off and reset them, and it's just not practical to do it. So we actually have a second studio that we are going to be using starting Wednesday, actually, and we will do our kitchen shows. So we've got air fryers coming up, all kinds of amazing kitchen products, mixers, blenders, choppers, slicers, dicers, all that kind of stuff. We're going to have loads and loads of gardening products. We will actually become, as far as I'm aware, the only channel that broadcasts 365 days a year for gardening products. So we'll become your gardening destination as well. That's all starting very soon in the next few weeks. We've got DIY, outdoor products, car care products, all sorts of things. We're actually in the process of setting. We're going to have a whole ShopOnTV garden, which is going to it's being constructed at the moment in the back of our other studio. So there's loads that we're really investing very heavily into you and to the products that we bring you, and so that all starts modestly on May 1st. From midnight to 6 p.m. I don't know exactly when we go live on May 1st. It'll be at some point during the day, and then from thereafter it will be every single day. So, and yeah, we'll still be live on ITV and STV every night, and we would never leave you alone with nothing to do at these small hours of the morning. But do check out Freeview, just regular old Freeview. What you might want to do if you haven't done it recently, because there've been a few updates, is just do a rescan of your channels, and channel 89. And at some point that might even change in the future, but we're starting out on channel 89 because that's what was available. And that all goes live, or goes up, and it starts broadcasting from May 1st. Now then. We've had some emails. Julie's got her pillow. Julie's got her pillow. It's one of the favourite products she has. And she's had it for a couple of years now. And she loves a good sleep, does Julie. She doesn't get hot with her mulberry silk pillow. No, you don't. How many times do you keep rotating your pillow because it gets too hot, and then you turn it over for the cool side, and you keep doing that all night? How many times do you have to, well, first of all, if you've got hollow fibre pillows that barely support you at all, so maybe you've got two of them, you use two pillows. If you've got to use two pillows, there's something wrong with the one pillow, would be my argument. And I know this because I speak from experience, that I always used to have two, because I've got a large gap between my head and the mattress. And oftentimes, have you ever been in a situation where you've had to fold the pillow in two because you're not getting enough support? Or two pillows in one pillowcase, our producers, our director used to have. Not anymore, because he's got a decent pillow now. And how many times you do the Superman pose, the arm under the pillow and all that kind of thing, right? And wake up with a numb arm. No more. These things are troubles and challenges and issues and problems of the past now, ladies and gentlemen. The second you start laying your head on a mulberry silk pillow. This after the success of the mulberry silk duvets, the last channel we worked for, they actually asked the mulberry silk company, can you possibly can you have a pillow as well? So they went away and thought about it, and the official mulberry silk company, they're a company that specialise in sleep products. They are sleep experts, and the highest standard of manufacturing facilities, research and development, and all this kind of stuff. So they went away. It took them a couple of years to do it, and eventually they developed this pillow. They actually spoke to the customers, and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers, and asked them what they wanted from their pillow. Because it's reckoned that most people, if they could return their pillow, would. Be honest, right, with yourself right now. The pillow you're sleeping on, unless you've already got a mulberry silk pillow, or maybe there's one other pillow we sell which is also a very good pillow, although I personally would never change from my mulberry silk. Are you really happy with your pillow? Does it do what it's supposed to do? I mean, you might say, yes, well, I'll put my head on it at night, but are you comfortable when you wake up, or is your neck a bit, how's your father? Have you got the support? Have you got the comfort? Because that's what a pillow needs to do. It needs to provide support, and it needs to provide comfort, doesn't it? Well, most pillows do one or the other, and they do one well and the other badly. So they provide you with comfort, but then there's no support. Like, you take any of the feather products, anything that's been plucked from an animal and stuck inside a sack and called a pillow, which is pretty much everything since the Middle Ages. You put your head on it, and what happens? All the feathers move to the side, and your head goes poof, and you're almost touching the mattress. If you, in some cases, if you're not actually touching the mattress, if you see what I mean. So that's no good. So then you're waking up plumping your pillow. It doesn't work. It's rubbish. And the same happens with your hollow fibres as well. You can't wash the feathers, you can't wash the hollow fibres because they all clump up and you end up with, well, you just throw them away, don't you? They are just essentially you're buying those pillows as disposable products, and you're not enjoying them or thriving on them. You're just enduring them for as long as you possibly can until you know you've just got to throw them away and start over. I haven't had that problem for 5 years because my pillow, I can wash it in the washing machine. I wash my pillows once a month. I don't have that problem because my pillow doesn't, when I sweat into it, which I do, it wicks away most of that moisture. Also, it doesn't stay within the pillow, therefore, and generate, you know, a place for bacteria to really set up home and have a party. It's, you know, I can keep my pillow fresh, sanitary, smelling nice, and as good as the day I bought it. Just pop it in the washing machine once a month. 30-degree wash, regular laundry detergent. I do one pillow in a regular front-loading machine. You could stuff 2 pillows in there, but to be honest, they'd be cramped. I'd just go with the one. And they literally take about, I don't know, half an hour to 45 minutes to dry. Just literally sitting on a clothes horse. So these are full strand, 100% mulberry silk, wrapped around a foam core. I say foam, I don't know the exact, I should find out from Ray. Okay, so so there is a polyester core at the centre. That's the only part of this pillow that is man-made, and that is there purely to provide support, right? And it doesn't matter that there's man-made fibre inside, because it is then out over it, wrapped around it, again, miles and miles and miles of unbroken full strand, AAA grade, top quality mulberry silk. And then you have an Egyptian cotton 230 thread count exterior, and again all of the silk is anchored in place by these cassette stitches, these little sort of box cassettes here. That's what keeps everything in place, which means no matter what you do with this pillow, no matter how much you can shake it, you can pull it, you can do whatever you like with it, it's always going to come back to its original form. It's never going to lose its shape. You've got the perfect support. And again, the dust mites, again, because I've talked about the downside of man-made fibres and polyester and things like that. This is in the centre, so the dust mites never get to it because it's got the silk all the way around the outside. It's like, how can I put it? It's like, I'm just getting some suggestions here. It's like, well, I don't know what's it like? It's like a Cadbury's cream egg. It's hard on the outside, but soft inside. I don't know. Yeah, so basically, it's like a wall of, it's like a cloaking device. No, it's like a shield on a spaceship. It's protected by the silk on the outside. So the nasty stuff, the bacteria and all of the dust mites and all of that never get to the centre. They never affect the centre. Does that make sense? Whereas if you have man-made fibres where you're in direct contact with them, then you have all the problems that I've described. So, and that was the only way to do it. They came up with the best way to give support. So this gives you the support you need, and it also gives you the comfort you need. When you put your head on this, your head is, hi-ya! Your head is supported, whether it's on the side of the pillow, edge of the pillow, or centre of the pillow. I can't push my hands completely together because there is enough support all the way across the full length of the pillow. It's not bunching, it's not clumping, it's not, the filling's not moving around inside when I lay my head on it or when I push on it. The support is across the whole length and breadth of the pillow. And you've got the Egyptian cotton on the outside. It's so comfortable. And the silk on the inside, it's so soft and lovely. And again, because of the silk, you don't get too hot because of the natural temperature regulation. And because it wicks away 30% of its moisture, its weight in moisture, then when you sweat into it, and everybody sweats, in fact, most of our heat is lost through our head because essentially our entire body is really just a mechanism to keep our brain alive. And actually, our whole body is a mechanism to keep our brain alive, and the whole reason our brain is kept alive is because if you go back to absolute basic biology, we are a moving stomach. That's all humans are. We're a moving stomach, and I know this from experience. So in the very early days of amoeba and such, there was just a stomach and a mouth, right? And they couldn't move, and so they used to wait for the food to come to them to eat the food, and that's, you know, digest it. And then I guess evolution at some point, or whatever it is you happen to believe, somewhere said a decision was made why don't we make things a bit more efficient, and instead of just sitting and waiting for the food to come to us, why don't we create a mechanism for us to get to the food? And so that's when mobility started to evolve into living organisms, and then it all sort of grew from there. So that's what we are in our basic form. I don't know how I got onto that. That's an interesting sort of diversion that I've taken there. But did you know this? It's really this is very, very fascinating. This is, your stomach has the same number of brain cells as an intelligent dog. It's true. Your stomach has brain cells. Yeah, it does, and it has roughly the same amount as the size of a sausage. My producer just said the size of a... Is your stomach's the size of a sausage? Suppose you should only ever eat a sausage-sized meal. Well, I've failed on that front, I can tell you. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. Always trust your gut, right? How did I get onto all of that? There was some reason. No. How about this pillow? There was a reason I was talking about that. It's great. Buy it. It's got mulberry silk on it. What more do you want, you know? No, honestly, these are the Rolls Royce of pillows. They truly are. I'm surprised we haven't had any birthday wishes tonight. Usually this time of night we get... It's Monday morning. Everyone's in bed. It's basically me, 6 people, and a couple of household pets that are watching. Oh, Paul is still waiting to see how soft the mattress is. It's very soft, Paul. It's lovely. Yeah, there we are. Oh, it's on the mattress is on the details as we speak, just down the bottom, little "you may like" box. No. This pillow. Now again, it's got a 2-year warranty. If you don't love the pillow, try it. If you want to step foot into the waters of mulberry silk and you don't want to splash out on a duvet to start with, get a pillow first. Just get yourself one. And once you've slept on it for a while, and you realise that everything I'm telling you is true, you'll probably come back for the duvet. You will. I tell all my friends and family, those who listen and even those who don't, if you want a good night's sleep, get yourself mulberry silk. Look, I like to think my main job is as an actor, but let's face it, actors, it's up and down. It's feast or famine, you know. So this is my day job, if you will. And I've done this day job. I started out with the very first shopping channel in this country back in 1994. So this is my 30th anniversary this year, believe it or not, which doesn't even beg thinking about. And I was there for about 7 years. And I worked in the infomercial business for a number of years in the States. And a couple of networks out there, one of which I actually ran for a couple of years. And then came back here, and for a couple more years it was. I was at a previous channel that no longer exists in its original form, and we were broadcasting on ITV. I was brought in to do the ITV shows. So I've done about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the last 30 years, I would say roughly half of it, I've worked in transactional television. I've presented, thousands of products. If there's an innovation in a pillow, a mop, a slicer, a dicer, a chopper, a duvet, a mattress, an exercise machine, a piece of fitness equipment, any of that sort of stuff, I've seen it, been it. I haven't been it. I've seen it. I've been there, and I've got the T-shirt. I've presented it. I've tried it. I've used it, and I've probably had one. And I can honestly tell you, in 30 years of being around the direct response television business, somewhat of which after 10 years, was it 10? No, 10,000 hours, you're considered an expert, right? Well, I've presented, oh gosh, I stopped counting at 10,000 hours. And I'm not saying that to impress you or to boast at all. It's just a fact. I've probably done 15,000 hours of live television. There are people who've done more. So you might consider me somewhat of an expert when it comes to these sorts of products. And I'm telling you for a fact that I've probably tried 5, 6, amazing pillows over the years. This is the, hands down, the best. The only duvet I've ever stood behind and sleep under. Again, this is the pillow I use. It's that good. And the same with the duvet as well. So the pillow is 654-433. You don't have to take my word for it, but why don't you try it? Because you will get your money back from RK Sales. Again, the information is actually on the label of every single pillow. If you're not happy, call them. They will give you your money back, no questions asked. The only thing you won't get back is your postage and packing. Now, we do have some 100% mulberry silk pillowcases as well. And just to go through the colours for you, so this is the Arctic blue that's nearest to me. Now that's our lowest in stock. Behind that is the white, which is, well, it's white. It's sort of it's like a silvery sky blue. The white is behind the blue. I don't need to show you white. Everyone knows what white looks like. There are whites and there are whites, I'm told. Well, that one's white. And then over onto the left, we've got the desert gold. And if floor manager Dave comes around the cameras and does a little pull out of the back of the one at the back, here we have floor manager Dave. There's the set. Oh, he's going to model it. Here, no, I say no. Put it on the bed. He can't widen out. There was floor manager Dave with the sage. There is the sage. The sage is green. The desert, what was it? Desert, what was it called again? Desert what now? Leslie, what's the desert one called? Desert what? Desert Dream is sort of a sand colour. Sky blue essentially for the Arctic. And the white is a white, crisp white, pure white. Hope that makes sense. Now these are rather clever, because they are 100% silk. However, infused to the inside of the silk is a cotton lining. And the reason for that is because silk, one of the things people anecdotally think about or know about silk is it's quite slippery. And so, you know, how's it going to stay on your pillowcase? Or on your pillow, rather? Well, that's why cotton is a coarser fibre, so they've sort of married together silk and cotton, so the cotton on the inside allows it to cling to your pillow and not slip slide away. Slip sliding away. That was Paul Simon, wasn't it? Love that song. Anyway, that's 001 108. They are really high quality. Now, you might want to do a little bit of research, if you wish, if you've got a Google or a Yahoo or a Bing handy, about silk. Because in silk there is an active ingredient called sericin. S-E-R-I-C-I-N, I think it is, something like that. And the properties of sericin are quite wonderful. You may have heard anecdotally that silk is good for the hair and also good for the skin. And again, because we haven't tested these specific products with, the efficacy regarding skincare and hair care, we can't make any claims about it. But it's pure silk. It's the best quality silk money can buy. So if you Google silk and it tells you what the benefits, the proven benefits of silk may be, the chances are you're going to get them from our products. Certainly from the pillowcases, because it's in direct contact with your skin and also with your hair. But do your own research on that. Sorry, Ms. Producer, what did you say? That was it. That's all we're going to say about those. Definitely get yourself a pillowcase if you want to go really bougie and go silk all the way. Right, let's very quickly just remind you of the duvets, proving very popular. The singles, don't have many of the singles left, and we're down to single figures. Normal price is £169. We've got it for £139. Double, we're safer. We've got about 80 of those left, something like that. 239 quid, our price 179. And then the king size, normally 259, our price 199. Now, one of the things I was going to say actually about the Mulberry Silk duvets, because the Mulberry Silk Company are such a prestige company, and they pride themselves, their reputation is based on their quality. Mulberry leaves, the white mulberry leaves only grow at a certain time of year, and also the silkworms they're only around. They're a seasonal type of life cycle as well. So mulberry silk, AAA mulberry silk, is not available all year round. So when it's not available, the Mulberry Silk Company, Official Mulberry Silk Company Limited, they just stop producing. They never use any inferior quality or offcuts, because that's just not what they do. Everybody is always guaranteed to get the top quality, pure, AAA grade, 100% full fibre in their pillows and their duvets. So that's why, I mean, they will literally stop manufacturing, which is, we ran out of Super Kings a week or two ago. In the duvets, they won't be back until mid-May, because we're just waiting on supplies now. Same also with when we sell out of the single and potentially the double and also the king. They will not be back until probably mid-May as well. Oh, who's that, Pete? Peter Cunningham is watching, and he's not long finished a 12-hour shift. Oh, and he's been responding to emergency calls. Phenomenal. And he was unwinding a little and watched FBI International. And who popped up but me? I know, he said it's a shame I didn't have a large part. I know, it's a funny one, that, because it's an American show, and in America they tell you what the size of the role is, and then I stopped doing the smaller roles a number of years ago, but in Britain, and I was cast for that particular show in Britain this time rather than through a US casting office, and they wouldn't tell me what the size of the role was, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do. I suspected that it was what they call a co-star role, or a large co-star role, and. So in the end, it was offered to me, and I had a big conversation about it with my agent about whether I should do it or not. And her response was, look, we'd just come off the back of a strike. The industry is suffering hugely at the moment. You're in a very unique position over and above a lot of actors right now, millions of actors. You've been offered a job. Personally, I'd take it. And I thought, you know what? You're absolutely right. Very, very good payday. And no, it wasn't the biggest role in the world, but it was a fun role. I got to spend a day in Budapest, where we shot the interiors in the hostel, and a day in Prague, where we shot the exteriors. And I got paid very well for it, so I'm very grateful for that. And as they say, there are no small parts; there are only small actors, right? And I hadn't worked for a long time because the industry had been in turmoil for a long period. For the pandemic, it was just getting back on its feet. Then the strikes, you know what I mean. So you got to take the work when it's there, and I was very honoured and privileged and humble and grateful and all of that to have been given a job. Other jobs are in the pipeline, which are bigger roles, so I'll keep you posted on that, obviously. And actually, Leslie, my producer, said very, very astutely, it was very quick, the turnaround between when we shot it and when it was aired. Well, actually, Leslie, when did I go and shoot it? About a month ago? Beginning of March, I think it was. Beginning of March, so maybe a couple of months. Yeah, so in TV, US shows, they tend to... You audition one week, you're on set the next week, and usually the show's on air 2 or 3 weeks later. So it actually aired in the US on, I think it was the 26th of March, my episode. So the UK is a bit behind, so I guess it's only just, what are we now, middle of April. So it's just aired here, because I was episode 6, I believe. So the new season started, I think the new season started at the time the episode was airing in the US. But yeah, it's a very quick turnaround in TV, usually just 2 or 3 weeks. Right, now here we have a mattress, ladies and gentlemen, cunningly, because of course this is from the official Mulberry Silk Company, thank you very much. It's called Cocoon, but it's not spelled in the normal way, it's spelled in a clever way, in a sort of logo-y type way. I love it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic name, in fact, and perfect and apropos for the product and what is in it. So this is, it's a sleep system. It's available in single, double, king and super king, all standard sizes rather, all standard mattress sizes. It's a very deep mattress, about 24 inches. Is that right? 24? No, not 24 inches, 24 centimeters. So it's it's the sort of the largest depth that you get. Yeah, it would be 24 inches. Would be very deep, wouldn't it? Now then. Again, this has been born from the mulberry silk, the love of mulberry silk. People have said, well, I sleep with my head on a mulberry silk pillow. As you can tell, I sit with a mulberry silk pillow on my lap a lot. I sleep under a mulberry silk duvet, but I want to sleep on mulberry silk too. So, again, Sleep Experts, the mulberry silk company, they also, again, they spoke to thousands, tens of thousands of customers about what they ideally wanted from a mattress. And that's what this was born from. So they have two models. They only make two mattresses, the mulberry silk company. They have the standard, and then which is a luxury mattress, and then they have the premium, which is the pillow top mattress. Now, the pillow top mattress, the standard mattress has silk in it. Remember that you know, as long as you have a barrier of silk, it's like it protects all the nasties from getting through, right? Well, this is where if you want to have mulberry silk under you, directly under you, again, you've got this beautiful cotton cover, very soft, but in that pillow top, that is full of the mulberry silk, the full length mulberry silk. Now, I've got a little miniature version next to me, and there's no point. Let me see. Hold on, I'll get it up here for you. It's just a smaller version of the big one, so I don't actually see what it. Oh, we can see it better. That's why we can see it better. So there's the pillow top. Now here's the thing: there are lots of layers inside to provide comfort, including box springs. Sorry, not box springs, pocket springs. In fact, quite the opposite. There are definitely no box springs in here because those are the ones that cause all the problems with transfer of motion and such. But this whole pillow top, this is the Premium Plus mattress, but the prices you're seeing on the screen are for the standard mattress. So you are actually getting a free upgrade from the standard to the pillow top. And in there, all of that softness is full length, full strand, 100% pure AAA grade mulberry silk. Miles upon miles upon miles of it. Oh, it's so soft. Oh, I love it. It's really, oh, it's so good. I can't wait to get one of these mattresses and try it. I honestly and truly can't. The prices are, as I was saying, superb. So you have a barrier of mulberry silk on the top, but also in the mattress too. Now, I can't, Dave, sorry mate, I can't quite reach him. So you've got, I'm wondering if this graphic actually has the pillow top on it. I don't think it does. So this is just the standard one. So you've got luxurious white cocoon fibre on the top, then a layer of mulberry silk, which again is providing that barrier against dust mites and all that sort of thing. As Ray calls it, this is the anti-dust mite mattress. Then you've got a padded felt layer for support. You've got your sleep tech coil system, and then a protective layer under that, and then your base. So the springs are sandwiched essentially between two cushioning layers, and then you've got the barrier of silk towards the top, and then you have this the cocoon. The cocoon fibre is the outer part, which is this sort of luxurious finish. So these are pocket springs. Customers were asked, did they want memory foam or did they want springs? And unanimously, pretty much everybody said they wanted springs because the problem with with the foam, the memory foam, unless it's a specially developed memory foam. We do have another mattress we sell that does have a specially developed memory foam that doesn't get hot because it's got graphite infused in it. But memory foam can get hot, it can degrade very quickly, and it also can develop divots and lose its memory foam kind of special abilities quite soon after making the purchase, I've heard. So the great thing about pocket springs is they are individually pocketed springs. So when you push on one spring here, you can see that that's not affecting any of the springs over here. Whereas on a box spring, if I pushed here, the whole thing would move, right? So that means that it reduces motion transfer. So one of the things also that causes toxic sleep is that when you get into bed, if somebody else is already asleep in bed, the mattress moves and wobbles, and then it wakes them up, right? whereas with the pocket springs, it doesn't. So essentially, you've got what most people, and I think most people like the springiness of a spring. There's a certain lack of springiness in memory foam. I'm not a big fan of memory foam, I have to say. It kind of doesn't just quite feel right to me. This feels like you're laying on a bed. But the thing is that because they're individual pocket springs, and because they've got they're sandwiched between two support layers with your silk on top, it reduces any of those issues, not just with motion transfer, but also with things like, divots forming. And springs sticking in your bum and whatnot. This mattress, it actually has a 10-year manufacturer's warranty. So if you have any problem, if you get a divot forming or a bottom shape in your mattress, within 10 years, they'll replace your mattress for you. You've also got a 60-night sleep trial. You can sleep on this mattress for 2 months before you decide you're going to keep it, and it comes vacuum packed in a roll. It's rolled up like a Tootsie Roll, and delivered to your home in a box. You take it to your bedroom, you unpack it, you can throw the packaging away, you don't need to keep it whatsoever. Put the mattress on your bed, give it, I don't know, a few hours just to fully aerate. So if it arrives during the day, you'll be able to sleep on it that night, and then sleep on it. Literally treat it as your own mattress. Do everything you would do on your own mattress on your new mattress. Really put it through its paces, and then be sure. And once you've slept on top of it and you feel the cooling effect of mulberry silk, the fact that the temperature regulation, where you won't get hot, your body won't get hot under you, whereas with regular mattresses it can. Temperature is a massive thing that causes toxic sleep. We need sleep. We don't function well without good sleep, and actually you need there are 5 different levels of sleep, and you need them all to recuperate and regenerate and revitalize yourself. And yet most of us aren't getting that every night. And we feel like, we sleep for what we feel like is several hours, and then we wake up and it's like we haven't been to bed at all, or we just don't feel refreshed. All these sleep products that are essential to a good night's sleep. You need to be lying on something that is comfortable. You need a comfortable cover on top of you, and you need to lay your head on something that is comfortable. And that's why if you go mulberry silk, you are covered with the premium products, luxury products all around you. You are literally cocooned in silk all over your body from head to toe. And that's important. The only other thing that you really need to then take care of is make sure that your bedroom is at a decent temperature. And also, a lot of people forget this, make it smell nice. Your nose is or your sense of smell, it's one of your strongest senses. And if you don't have a nice smell in the room, if you have an off-putting smell, that can keep you awake as well. So, some essential oils, a nice air freshener, that kind of thing, always worthwhile. Here are the prices for the mattresses. Again, our prices, bear in mind that our prices are the prices of the standard mattress, but you are getting the premium mattress. So you are saving a lot of money compared to if you were buying the premium mattress directly from the Mulberry Silk Company. The single, excuse me, is normally $549. Our price $360. And only $9.95 delivery, by the way. I mean, that's a big delivery, for $9.95, and that includes then the return as well. If you decide to return it, you call the number that's provided, and they'll send you a bag to put it in, and they'll come and pick it up and take it away from you as well. We've also got the double, which is normally $749. That's the price of the Premium Plus, but our price, you're getting it for the price of the standard for just $450. King size, $799. That's our best value for money. £500 is the price today for you. And finally, $899 for the Super King. Maybe this is the time you upgrade to your Super King. I mean, crikey, $550. That's the price I paid for a rubbish, low-end, cheapo, name brand, not non-name brand, excuse me, box spring, terrible, horrible, disgusting, hateable, detestable contraption of torture that I've slept on for the last 6 months. 6 years. Ugh, you can tell I'm not enjoying my mattress. Right, we've got 1 minute left. Oh my lord, I've sat here rabbiting on for an hour and a half. It's weird, isn't it? Sitting on ITV and STV, just chatting for an hour and a half. Just me, myself and you. And the crew, obviously, we're all here. We're all here for you. We're not going to desert you. when everyone else has gone home or gone to bed, we are here. Every night, 7 nights a week, 360-ish days a year. And it's thank you very much. If you are up and haven't been able to sleep, or you're doing a night shift or something, I hope I've been able to keep you relatively entertained or informed, or hopefully provide you with a good night's sleep. Yeah, get your mulberry silk. It's blooming good. Right, well, that's it for my weekend with you. I will see you again next Friday, Saturday and Sunday as always. Enjoy your week, and stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't, which keeps you pretty open. Bye.